Hi guys, sorry I'm bringing this video a little bit late to you, but it is finally here. The game that all gamers have been waiting for around the world. This is The Witcher 3, and as you can see, this is the collector's edition of the game that I said I would be doing an unboxing for. And as you can see, just by the sheer size of the box itself, this thing is absolutely hench. Now this is the Xbox One version of the game, as you can see by the sleeve. Just take the sleeve off, and we get the Witcher insignia just around the sides. The other two sides are just plain, but on the top here, get something that's actually really cool. When you pop off the lids, this is what we get. We get the signatures of all the developers in the game for this absolute masterpiece. And on the inside, underneath the flap, with the where the developers' signatures are, this is where everything in the collector's edition is actually stored in this additional box. It's got a nice glossy finish to it, and again we've got the same image, same insignia, same Witcher artwork, and this comes apart really cool. And that's how everything is actually stored inside. So obviously the first thing we see is the Artbook, which I'll be showing you next. And here's a closer look at the front cover. Again, it's got a nice glossy finish to it. It is a hardback. This Artbook is over 200 pages. This is more like a book that you'd pick up from, you know, a bookstore. And let's just take a look at your contents, and try and go through this book as quickly as possible. I'm trying to go through it page by page. This thing is absolutely beautiful, filled with, again, what I like in art books. It's got everything. It's got a little bit about the characters, you know, the lore of all the characters of the world itself, some concept designs, creatures, monsters, just so much to immerse yourself in with this game. Feel free to pause anything you actually want to take a closer look at. This is just a very quick flick through of the art book because there's just so much to get through. And here is obviously the man that needs no introduction. This is Geralt of Rivia. Some character artwork of him. These are just some of the allies of Geralt. We move on to the inhabitants of the living world, or of a living world, shall I say. I do apologise if this is boring a few people. I know this bit is probably taken up quite a chunk of this video, but there's just a lot to get through with this art book, and I'm just going to let it flat. Flashbacks, and this is how parts of the story are actually told. And here's just a few devs working on the game. Okay, so there's the art book for you there, guys. And up next, guys, moving on to a few things that were actually only included in the Xbox One version of the Collector's Edition. We get the cloth map, which is an overall map of the world itself. I'm just going to pan the camera around it. So you get a closer look of the area itself. And the other things that we get as part of the exclusives to the Xbox One version are what they call these two Gwent card decks, which is actually a game that you actually can play with other NPCs in the actual game itself. So I haven't actually fully, taken these out of the packaging, but there's just a rough look of what the cards would actually look like on the inside. And we get these red cardboard jewels. I guess that's what they look like. And I'm assuming that if I was to actually fully take these off, these would just be cards of characters of the game. I'm just assuming anyway. And on the inside, you can see we get the Gwent game guides, which is probably displays how to actually play the game Gwent itself. And this is something that's really cool. This is a replica Witcher pendant that all Witchers do actually wear. Now this is actually really cool, but obviously I probably won't actually wear this because you look like a total spastic wearing this in public. But it's quite chunky. It's actually very heavy in your hands, and there's just the chain. Again, that's something that's very cool with this collector's edition. Moving on to the game itself. Well, the two cases, the standard edition of the game and the steelbook of the game. Take a look at the standard case first. It's just some artwork and in-game shots. So, plastic sleeve. Same cover as the sleeve. and we actually get quite a few things on the inside. Now obviously the game disc itself is actually currently in my Xbox One console, so that's not actually in the case at the moment. We got the soundtrack of the game, and this is just something that's just a cool little added extra. All of this stuff that's actually on the inside of this case you would actually get even if you only purchased the standard edition of the game. A little bit of information about the universe of The Witcher. We also get a couple of stickers if you want to display those anywhere. A lot of people put those on their consoles. This is the game manual for the game, which is actually got different nationalities and languages. And here's just a really nice piece of fan service from CD Projekt Red. It's just pretty much a basic thank you for everyone, and they do actually plan on bringing us 16 DLC packs through patches, just different weapons on armor and things like that. But that's actually gonna be pretty cool. And the next thing I'm actually really looking forward to seeing more of from CD Projekt Red is their new Cyberpunk game, which they released a trailer for about 2 or 3 years ago, but we've not actually seen or heard anything about that since. And again, it's we get the map of the world. I'm not going to fully open this again, but it's exactly the same as what it was actually on the cloth. And we move on to the steelbook. There's some fantastic artwork. And we've got the character Ciri on the back, which we do actually play parts of the game, or a part of the game, as Ciri. And just a sort of like a continuous checkered pattern on the inside there. So obviously you can display your game and your soundtrack. There's two places for 2 discs there. And last but not least, we move on to the statue that we get with the game. This is Geralt battling the Griffin, one of the beasts from the game. This thing is sculpted really nicely. Sorry about the blow on the camera there. The only thing is Geralt's face, it looks absolutely nothing like the character is meant to be portraying. And there is a bit of assembly required, like the Griffin's tail and Geralt's swords you had to manually put into place, but they're very steady, they do stay in place. And this thing is actually really heavy, but it is absolutely gorgeous at the same time. And overall, I think this is an absolutely fantastic statue and an absolutely fantastic collector's edition. Okay guys, so there you have it. That was my unboxing for the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, the collector's edition. Apologies again about bringing this video a few days late to you. It's just where I've been working late the last couple of evenings, and when I've been getting home, the lighting conditions for filming this video have not been great, so I didn't want it to be too dark, too blurry and too grainy. So again guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're actually enjoying this game, and until my next one, Take care.